Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And 10 of Wands. You're somebody who really, you would give somebody the shirt off your back, you know. I feel like you're very generous with your time, very generous with your energy, okay? I feel like you're somebody who will commit to something and will keep going, will, like, really to a fault. I think you're dedicated and committed in your life. The 10 of Wands is sometimes a card of exhaustion, right? Sometimes it's a card of us carrying all the weight of something. So I wonder if right now you're feeling as if you've been carrying the majority of the load in some, maybe a business thing, maybe family, friends, something, energy-wise, right? That you've been kind of doing all the heavy lifting. You've been putting in all the effort, you've been making all the plans, you've been taking care of all the business. It's been on your shoulders. Okay? And I think those shoulders are starting to feel a little cramped and a little sore. But you're somebody that is going to keep doing it. And maybe because there's a strong sense of purpose, a strong sense of devotion and commitment here. And maybe we'll see that in some more cards. We'll put some context around this one. But you're somebody with, it's not an inexhaustible amount of energy, right? So there's an end point here. There's a moment where we kind of are going to throw down this load and say, I'm done, right? Either you help me or I'm just going to walk away, okay? So I'd like to see if you've been asking for help and maybe you've been refused, or if we've even not asked, right? Because if we think of the 10 of Wands in, let's say, the Rider-Waite-Smith, it's somebody that's carrying a huge bundle of tree branches, right? A huge just load of lumber on their shoulders, walking toward a destination, walking toward a building or some kind of a destination, right? There's a reason why he's walking that way. But what we don't see is, are there people around watching them? Or is everybody else busy doing their own thing, carrying their own bundles of sticks, you know? Are there people around that should be helping you, but they're just watching you? Is this some kind of punishment? Is this some kind of a, is it a competition? Is it a test or contest, right? We don't know. And maybe we'll see with some more cards what that is for you. But I feel like you're starting to feel the burden of something. You're starting to feel like maybe it's not fair that it's all on your shoulders. The 10 of Wands here has the suggestion of two people tackling a problem, two people against the world, right? But I start to wonder if this is maybe not quite an equal share thing. That there's another someone involved in your life that's really not doing anything. They're not helping. They're not lightening your load in any way. Should they be, or is this something that you're not letting them? Are you refusing people helping you? Because you have something that you have to prove to yourself or to them that you can do this? Well, let's see. Let's put some context around this. We've got a Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups, it might be this feeling, we got the fire and the water kind of duality, right? With the Queen of Cups, I almost wonder if we're not allowing somebody else to help us because it's kind of like, oh, no, I got this, you know? In the sense that maybe we feel as if they shouldn't get their hands dirty, or that they are maybe not in a position to help. Okay, maybe they're sick or injured, or they're tired or something else. We are concerned about their well-being. Therefore, I'll do all the work. Right, and it could be at home, school, it could be at work, could be at church, whatever. Right. I also feel like with the Queen of Cups here that we're starting to ask ourselves, why am I doing this again? Do I really feel this? Is this really what I want now? It's kind of like when we see how much effort is required of something, it makes us reevaluate if we even want it. It's like we'll tell a kid, okay, you can have dessert, but you got to eat all your vegetables, and they think, how much do I really want dessert? My daughter loves vegetables, by the way, but I remember that when I was a kid. My parents would say, well, you can have, you can't have your pudding unless you eat all your meat. We start to wonder if this is still something we want. Is it worth the effort? And sometimes we think of that figure carrying that big bundle of sticks and the 10 of wands, and is there a point where he just forgets where he's going? Do they even, does she realize that how much further she still has to go? Is this something that they even remember why they're carrying it? It's like we just stop and why am I doing this? Why am I bending over backwards for this? Why am I burdening myself? Why am I exhausting my energy for this? Is this something that I still want? So with the Queen of Cups, it might be a time to really stop and think, do you really want this? Is this still something you're committed to? Why do you want it? Do you remember what it even is, right? Let's keep going here. Let's see what's underneath the surface. 3 of Wands. Well, that's us asking ourselves that question. Do I still identify with this? Is this really still my desire, and is it still worth all of this effort? You're breaking your back for something. Do you still want it? And it could be something abstract. It could be a relationship. It could be a purpose, some kind of creative goal or career goal or spiritual goal. It could be, literally just kind of walking, here and 10 miles down the road to get somewhere, wherever, right? It's kind of like when it's really storming over here and I think, well, I want to go to the store and get a ice cream or something. I think, well, is it worth driving through all the flooding and all the rain and stuff to go to the store and just to get a little ice cream or something? Usually it's worth it for me, but that's kind of the thing. The 3 of Wands here down beneath the surface is us asking if all of this if all of this effort and vitality that I'm spending on something, what does my heart and my mind say about it? Is my heart still in it? Right? Because it's kind of like we get something in motion and then we're just driven by the momentum of it, that our heart and our mind maybe are even checked out. It's like that person carrying that bundle of sticks. They're thinking about something else. They're just walking. And sometimes that's the way that you can really endure a very arduous journey, a very arduous task. Put your mind somewhere else, right? Think of somebody in, one of these shows like Survivor or something. You got to hold your hand out like this, or hold a bucket, right? For as long as you can. You got to hold this bucket, or you got to hold your leg up or something like this. Or you got to hold your arms out this way, right? For as long as you can, holding like pails of water. If you're focused on your arms and the weight of the water and how it feels, and you're really going to notice when you start to get really, really tired, right? But the people that last the longest are the ones that are holding their arms out, and in their heart and in their mind, they are miles away, right? So there's a way to kind of detach from our physical being that allows our physical being to just kind of endure things that if we're thinking about it, I'm not lasting but a couple of minutes holding a couple of pails of water, right? And I wonder if that's kind of where you are right now, that we've just kind of mentally, emotionally checked out, and it's just the momentum of our efforts, that's just, our willpower is still going, right? Now we've kind of, the car is just driving itself, and we're thinking of something else, we're feeling something else, right? So with this underneath the surface, there is this this idea of checking in with your heart and your mind, I think especially your heart in this case, and asking if we're really still on board. Is there still a unity? Is there still a purpose and a reason? Is it worth the effort? Let's see what's in the background here. Seven of Cups. It feels like we started this, there was a good reason to start it, that we put in all of this effort because the situation we were in was not ideal, right? The situation we were in was maybe toxic, that there was really this kind of sinking nature to it, that the longer we stayed here, the more difficult it would be to get out of it. Could be a work situation, a living situation, could be a relationship, could be our own kind of personal vices or something. So we put in this we put in this fiery effort, right? And so really, we're asking ourselves, do I still want what's at the end of this path? Well, was there ever an end of the path, or was this just an effort to get away from something? So maybe we're not going toward anything particular. We're just using all this effort to get away from something. I'm reminded of that scene in the 1986 Aliens movie where Ripley goes into the building, and everybody piles into that little car, and she speeds out of there, right? Tries to save everybody, and she's flooring it, and she's speeding out of this building complex thing. And then I forgot the other guy's name. Anyway, the other person says, ease back, Ripley, ease back, right? You're grinding axle here, just ease back. We're gonna break the car. So in this effort to get away from something toxic, dangerous, unwanted, we're still going at this full speed effort. And why? Is it time for us to slow down? Do we need to stop and think, okay, I'm away from the danger. Where do I want to go? What's coming next? Where am I taking this, right? Rather than just continuing with this effort with our head down, just in this momentum. Does that make sense? So I think that's what the Seven of Cups is back there doing. Now we've got the Tower moment up at the top here. I think this really was something that you kind of got away from. Okay, the Tower is kind of that moment where we have that realization, we see the truth, we speak the truth, and the Tower comes down, right? And the Tower is always a card of very abrupt changes, whether they are invoked changes or just kind of something that, it's just a natural force that happens around us. But since this is at the top of the path of the dove here, it's up in this conscious position, I feel like we're still feeling the urgency of it. And it's kind of like Ripley driving that car. She feels like the monsters are right on her tail. She's got to continue to floor it. There's still that sense of danger. There's still that adrenaline and whatever else, right? So if we're always under this cloud of urgency, then of course we're going to continue. Ten of Wands. I got to floor it. It's right on my tail, nipping at my heels, those little alien things. It's one of my favorite movies, by the way. Hicks, that's his name. If it's always this sense of urgency, then we will always be in that Ten of Wands kind of energy, right? So we have to recognize that maybe this Tower moment, this swamp, this environment, this past thing, maybe we've already put some distance between it and us. We're safe now. We're okay. It's not this immediate kind of frantic chaos energy right now. We don't need to go full bore Ten of Wands away from it. Okay? But we're still feeling, again, we're still kind of operating under the auspices of this absolute kind of, urgent, frantic, abrupt, very anxious, energy. And so I think this is where we need to take a little bit of a pause. Let's see what the next card is that we're looking for. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. We don't know where we're going. We don't have an end goal in mind. It's kind of like we just wanted to get the heck out of here, and we did that. But what now is this energy being used for? We're expending all of this fiery, vital energy, but we're not creating anything. We've already gotten away from that. We can flip that card over. We're done with this. But now this energy is just wasted. It's like we're flooring the car. We're driving, at top speed in a circle. We're not accomplishing anything. Let's slow down. Let's ease back, Ripley. Let's stop and really consider how we feel. Let's make sure that we're good, we're safe, we're in a good place mentally, emotionally, and let's figure out where we want to go from here. Before we take another step, before we put the car in drive, let's figure this out. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. It's going to go right here, Frankenduck right on top. I don't like the name Frankenduck. If you can help me pick a name for that one, drop it in the comments. And if you think you might know what that card is today, drop it in the comments, all right? And also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything, and it really does help out the channel. I really do appreciate that. This channel is supported by viewers like you, so all of your comments and all of your questions, your interactions, and your subscription really do help to promote the channel to other people, right? So the more you let YouTube know that you enjoy it, YouTube's gonna show it to some other people who might enjoy it too, okay? So I really appreciate that effort on your part. Okay, I really, really do. General energy now, Path of the Serpent, Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords has been showing up a lot lately. It's your general energy, and really this is the feeling like we are still under attack, and this is kind of, it's really raining down from this tower, right? We feel like we are still in danger. We feel like we are still, I can't slow down. I can't stop. I have to keep going. The monsters are right on my heels, right? Those aliens, they're fast. There's also that new Aliens movie, right? Aliens Requiem. I don't know. I want to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I'll let you know after I see it. But I feel like this is kind of that constant anxiety that we live under, that I've got to keep running from this thing, that there's some situation that's still too close, right? We're still reeling from it, and it takes a moment. It takes a while to relax from that and to breathe and to figure out what the next step is going to be. So this as your general energy to me makes perfect sense, okay? But let's see what we can do. There we go. Look at that environment. Look at the Empress in the position of the environment. This is talking about your relationship with the environment. We're finding a very safe place, okay? And I think that this is really stopping right now where you are and realizing that you are safe, that you have a support system, that you have loved ones around you. And this is also the appreciation and the perception of what kind of life we want, right? This is that kind of Mother Earth energy. This is the context of our life that we want. We want abundance. We want superabundance. We want love. We want support. We want nurturing. We want nourishment. We want to feel like we're part of something. We want to feel as if our contributions are meaningful to others and also, are recognized and rewarded, right? We want that kind of harmonious life. It's almost a paradise that we're looking for, right? A big difference from the swamp that we came from, right? Not literally like out from the swamp. We're not Swamp Thing. I think I'm showing my age here a little bit. That's a very old show, Swamp Thing. I like that show a lot, actually. I haven't thought about that show in years. We want this paradise. We want this good life, okay? And I think we have to really use this Queen of Cups to find out what this means for us. We know that we want this kind of healing. We know we want help and support. We want love, right? We want nourishment. We have to figure out what that means and kind of how to go about getting that. And using all of this fire energy, I feel like that's kind of like we're stuck in, again, with the Ten of Wands, and maybe I should just find the Ten of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith. I might actually be cheating because I might even be able to discern what the mystery card is, so I won't guess the mystery card today. But with this Ten of Wands energy, I feel like we're just kind of stuck in this zone, and we kind of have the blinders on, right? So maybe there are a lot of other people around you that are here to help, that want to help you, that your support system is there, it is activated, but you are still driving the car full speed ahead. You can't hear Hicks at your side saying, ease back, we're safe, right? We're out of there already, we're good. So, there's an inability to perceive the love and the abundance and everything that's already around you, right? Here's the 10 of Wands from the Rider-Waite-Smith. I guess I could have used my other pack of cards. I didn't think about that. My bad. But see, this is somebody that's just, they're so burdened with this that they're almost not able to see, right? We kind of think that figure there is not even looking where they're going. They just know they have to keep going, right? So they're not aware of who's around, that there are people to help share the load, people to help, comfort and to heal and to help and on all this kind of stuff. So let's leave the 10 of Wands up there so we can keep that image in mind and kind of stay focused on that. Because I think when you're in this kind of energy, it's very easy to start walking in circles, right? Because we're not really looking where we're going. We're just trying to get the heck away from here. And there is that sense of urgency. What's the obstacle to all of this? Well, I think the obstacle is basically just seeing the support system around you, seeing the progress that you've already made getting away from this. Maybe this was years ago, right? I don't know how long you've been in this fire energy. It could be years. So maybe the obstacle is us really seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. This card kind of looks like it is the light that you might see at the end of a tunnel. It's a successful and harmonious physical existence. This is kind of being in a safe place, being with your people. There's a sense of community. There's a sense of everybody being equal, right? It's kind of like a round table. Everybody, there's no head of the table. Nobody is more important than anybody else. It's really a comfortable place, right? It's a successful and harmonious environment for you. And I think it's really difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel, especially when you have all of these sticks in front of you and you can't really see anything, And that's why I think the 7 of Pentacles in the future position, that's what you're looking at. See, if you're looking through this, that's all you see. You just it's kind of dark, it's kind of hazy. You don't really, all you see is some of the sticks in front of you. Maybe you're looking at the ground, you just see the bottom of the poles and the grass that you're walking on, but you can't really see what's at the end. You can't really see where you're going or how far you've already come. Okay, and that's sticking in my mind, that idea that you've already made so much progress. That if you were to stop and look around, you might be surrounded by your pets, your plants, your people, your loved ones. You might be in a very prosperous and very successful place, but you're still feeling that you've got to frantically, floor it to get away from this past thing, whatever this is for you particularly. The 10 of Swords at the end. To me, the 10 of Swords is kind of like the engine's breaking down. It's kind of like we're still flooring it, but now the engine's not even running anymore, or the car's run out of gas. You know when you run out of gas? Have you ever run out of gas before? I have. You can step on the gas, and it just kind of sputters. And then it stops, the engine dies. Then you step on the gas, you got nothing, right? So really what I see here, this is like we're just kind of wearing ourselves down to the bone here. Grinding axle, really, is this card. And I think this is also a card that says we're getting out of our limited perception. We're learning that all of this energy that we're in now is kind of like something in front of we're blinded. So this is us now able to see through this kind of the bars of this prison that we've made. If we think of this card as all those sticks, right? They're blocking our vision. And really now it's doing more harm than good, right? So this is now is getting away from that, I think, and opening up our perception. Not feeling and not literally being held back by all of this effort that we're putting in. So see, we're kind of like, it's kind of a self-defeating energy. It's almost a self-sabotage that I'm feeling with that, with all of this fire energy that we've got here. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. Well, no, let's. I want to do one card. We'll Language of Flowers affirmation card. Then I might do a Divine Doorway card. The Nasturtium, grounding. The beginning is where you need to be. So it might be this idea of stop where you are and realize that this is the beginning of the next path. That this phase of things, that all this fire energy is done. That you can ease back, right? We can slow down, we can turn off the car, we can get out of the car, and we can begin this life. We can begin living this life and really tapping into this water energy here and figuring out what we want. What do we want our Empress to be? What do we want our harmonious environment, our context to be? But first we have to get out of this mode. We have to end this so that we can begin this. And I think that involves a bit of grounding, right? Stepping out of the car and putting your feet on the ground and realizing and kind of assessing where we are, what we've got, and where we want to go, right? What is that Queen of Cups for you? Let's now do a Divine Doorway card. These are beautiful cards. I'm going to just pick one randomly. The Sacred Lotus. It says, compassion and action, the chosen tool. I see now the lotus in your spirit's jewel. So to me, it's the lotus, right? It's the divine energy that kind of comes out of the earth energy, let's say, right? Out of the mud. It's the flower that can grow in the swamp, right? So it's kind of like, I think really it's a card about destiny. It's really saying that because of this situation, that yes, you have gotten away from this and you're able now to flourish and thrive and achieve your best life. It really is a lotus growing out of the mud here. Okay, but we've got to realize that we've gotten away from that now. We've gotten through the mud. Now we've got to focus on flowering and bearing fruit and and living this life, right? Becoming that lotus. So I feel like there are a lot of people around you, and I can't help but think that we're trying to slow down and be aware of the progress that we've made and to appreciate the environment that we have now and figuring out what our next step is going to be. But we've got to get out of all that intense fire energy, that the really frantic kind of urgency of the Tower. I don't think the urgency is there anymore, right? Now let's look at the mystery card. Well, maybe I'll be proved wrong. Maybe the urgency is still there, but if you have a prediction for this card, drop it in the comments. I don't know what it's going to be. I would like to see a little bit more water energy, instead of that fire that we've cooled off, we've nourished ourselves, and we're having we're experiencing compassion from others. We're being open to other people, because I think at the beginning I said maybe we're just refusing help. I don't so much think you're refusing it. I think you're not aware that it's being offered, right? So let's see what we have. Got the Emperor. I think the Emperor is the best that I could ask you for right now, right? Because it's still fire energy. It's still saying, okay, I'm going to stop and I'm going to look around and I'm going to be aware of the help that's being offered me, and I'm going to accept that help, but I'm not going to admit that I'm out of the woods yet. Okay? So it's kind of like you're still being very vigilant, you're still being very cautious, you're still being very alert and very aware. Because it almost feels like if we go into the water energy and we just start to kind of feel like everything's fine again, then this Seven of Cups is going to creep up on us again. So we have to remain vigilant. We don't have to be going full speed ahead, but we're going to, I'm not going to let my guard down. I'm going to be open to the help and to the compassion and to the love and everything else, but I'm still going to be very vigilant. I'm still going to pay attention. So I think this is what we need right now. This is very good. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there is a link up top. There is one down below. New readings for Aquarius every Thursday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from, especially if you're a new viewer. I want to welcome you to the channel. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.